Chattisfying.
So we'll move on then to our streamer topic today, which is all about streamer burnout, which I think is something that most streamers who've been streaming for more than about, I don't know, maybe a year or so, have probably experienced on some level. So we'll talk about our thoughts on the subject. Bueno, do you want to go first?
Well, my thoughts on the subject. I've had multiple times where I've had streamer burnout now. Like my stop just before recent stop before Christmas was a bit of burnout as well, among, trying to get more visitation rights and all that stuff with my kids. But like before then I've burned out before, and it's just how do I put it? Like it's not good for anyone's channel, but in the end you need your mental health to be a streamer. And if you're not all there in the head, your stream is going to take a bigger hit from it, if that makes sense. So like my first burnout, I was doing like 8-hour days every day without fail. I wasn't working at the time. I just had this weird mentality, like, stream as much as possible, do everything. And it got to the point where like I wouldn't even look at chat by the end of it. Like I couldn't hold a conversation for more than 3 seconds. Games were making me angry. I just hated everything. I was getting depressed, and like I don't think that's good for anyone or any streamer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much mine. Like I stand on, if you need to have a break, if you feel like it's mentally draining to do a stream, or it's hard to keep up and you just want to sleep half the time, then step away. It's better to step away and protect your mental health than it is to pray that you might be one of the lucky few that, make it on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit on a really important point there when you're talking about like your first burnout and you were streaming for like 8 hours a day, because you kind of get this idea that the more you stream, the more popular you'll get.
It's a huge misconception, that.
Which in itself is a massive misnomer. But there's this whole thing, isn't there? I mean, it's thankfully it's been vastly debunked by a lot of people that people listen to. The whole Twitch grind thing is just a waste of time. Like it should never be a grind, because it should be either fun or, if you're going to treat it like a job, then grinding shouldn't really become part of it. It's, you're always supposed to be like improving and all this kind of thing, which is why they always say that, like, if you're streaming 8 hours a day, then, cut that down, and in that time that you'd cut down, improve your stream and all that kind of thing. Do stuff offline.
But if you go to my earlier days where I was doing the big grinds, my stream quality, so I don't even think the VODs would exist anymore, but the stream quality of them, and like I had really bad production, because I didn't even think twice about that. I had a really bad headset mic. Everything just was, and like I wasn't entertaining at all. Like I wasn't there to talk to people or just have fun. I was there because in my mind, I'm not working at the moment. I'm just going to stream 8 hours a day because screw it. And like you could really tell the difference. Like if you look at the stream these days, I've got nice transitions. I've got a very nice setup. Everything sort of complements everything else. And like I'm always working on trying to make it. I like visually pleasing things. Like if something looks good in my eye, it makes my brain juices do the thing, and then I get the happy vibes.
You look good in my eye.
Oh. But yeah, like I like the idea of making something where someone could like jump on my stream and be like, this is visually pleasing. I want to talk to this person. And like, even if it's just someone who wanted to start out streaming, I'm like, oh, how do I do this? I've always been I'll always be the first person to stand up. Like, hey, look, if you want to do this, you can do this, this, and this. If you need any more information, I'm on Discord. Like I've had, since I started streaming, I think I've had about 15 different people just randomly ring me. Like I didn't know who they were. But they've popped in the stream like, hey, look, I asked you for some tips on this particular thing. Can you run me through it? And like I sat on Discord for the next 3 hours with them, getting their startup stream to run just like that.
Nice. That's amazing. So, I feel like you've kind of already answered it, but like you say you've been in burnout obviously several times in the past. How did you get yourself out of it? to the point where you wanted to stream again? Because a lot of people, when they experience burnout, they're done and they don't come back.
Well, that's it. And like my burnout was from sitting at a computer for 8 hours and not doing anything that really come to my mind, because I think I'm not sure if I have a different way of thinking or if everyone thinks, but like I just have stuff pop up. Like with the softbox, I had an LED light there and it had like a very bad diffuser, but my brain went, I can make that better. And then 3 different things click up. You can do this, watch this, do this, and I made a softbox. Same as the phone handle. It's like, I need something to reach out. My brain went, okay, here. And like that sort of creative MacGyvering helps a lot with me. But when it come to doing with the first burnout mainly was I was a very physical person, gym, running, and I just stopped that for no reason. And my body took the shock more than anything.
Yeah.
So it led to a bit of depression because I wasn't producing the right amount of I can't remember what it's called. I'm just going to call it brain juice from working out. So I just started working out again.
Yeah.
Working out, eating better. Like I wasn't just living on junk anymore. I just started eating a lot better, like a lot of chicken and rice, vegetables, stuff like that, and just push-ups, running, getting beaten up by 4-year-olds.
As long as they're your 4-year-old.
Oh yeah, there's someone else's.
Just random 4-year-olds.
It's like this whole like rampaging load of them. Go, come on, I'm gonna put up.
Get him with the old leg drop, brother.
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 I think Ryan actually comes across something, says something very valid there about current issues, trying to find time, mixing with everything else going on, school and work, and other things as well. I think this kind of segues quite nicely into, if you don't mind me saying, Hairy Hippo, because you're not streaming at the moment.
I'm not. No.
So, I mean, do you want to go next? Do you want to sort of go into that? Because I think that they're very tightly linked in kind of the reasoning.
Yeah. I mean, my situation is a culmination of many things, and it stems back to mid-April last year, and that's when it started, and that's when I caught COVID, and I lost a lot of weight and was very, very ill and bedbound for quite a few times. Actually, at the early stages of my COVID, I streamed. And a couple of people donated money to get me food because I couldn't eat. And they said, you should eat something. So they ordered me a big ass pizza. Wow. And I ate like half a slice and was like, I can't do it. And then for the rest of it, I was pretty much bedbound afterwards. It was really floored me.
Wow.
And ever since then, I've really struggled to maintain my energy throughout the day. And it's a multitude of factors that are coming into play. It's home life and the general chores and stuff like that, and having to deal with that, which I would normally be able to do fine, but after recovering from a weakened condition, it's been a lot more difficult to do so. I'm a fat fuck as well, which doesn't help. I'm a less fat fuck than I used to be, don't get me wrong, but I'm still a fat fuck that carries a lot of weight around, so that also helps with the factors as well. I was off work with furlough for quite a period of time, which was a huge mental strain on me, because as much as everybody goes, yes, this is like a dream come true, coming home and just staying at home all day, the first few weeks it's fantastic, and then you run out of Netflix shows and YouTube stuff you want to watch, and games that you finished or don't really want to play because you're not enthused, because you thought you'd be able to play it for 10 hours for the day, and it turns out you can barely stomach it for an hour, and then everything starts to become bland in your life. And it's all because your mental strain is now getting more heavy and heavy due to all these other different things. And then going back to work and finding out that there's a lot of issues with work at the moment, which is causing you extra strain in your general day-to-day life, which by the time you get home, you're just sitting there and thinking, fuck. And that's my situation at the moment, is why I stopped streaming for the time being, because I was sitting there on stream, and while I would normally do a 3-hour stream, I was doing an hour and feeling so tired and drained. It's not because I put on a fake persona. I don't. There are me when I'm at my highest highs and enjoying life. I'm like unofficially bipolar is the best way I could do it. I am up there or I'm right down there. And I could feel myself after the first hour going from right up there straight down, as if like someone's just taken the Duracell battery out of me. And I thought, I want to stream. And I do. I want to stream. Every night I'm lying in bed, right, at like 9 o'clock at night because I'm tired, which is really strange to admit, because normally it'd be I'd finish stream about 11, 12 or something like that. And I'm thinking, I just want to stream. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I can't do it. I can't get the willpower. in me to do it, and it really sucks because I miss everyone so much. But and I've always said, like, while I'm taking this break, I'll still do my commitments, which is hang out with you, Mels, because I love you to bits. You know that you are my world, you are my everything, you are my magic carpet ride. All right. And of course, Bueno, I love the Bueno and Virtue. When Virtue was on last month, you guys mean the world to me, and I will always still come and do these things. And if Bueno goes, look, it's a Saturday, it's like 2 a.m. for me, but it's only like 8 p.m. for you. Why don't you come on the stream and do this? And I'm like, I'll come out and hang out with him. It's just, I feel like my stream itself, because I'm so burnt out from a multitude of factors, not from the streaming itself, I can't offer what I want to offer. The heart is there, but the physicality can't do it at the moment, and the mental drain can't do it. Yeah, I want to be there and go, come on, let's do this, let's hang out, let's have a laugh, let's do all the things that we always do. But at the first hour, I'm going, I really can't continue. I'm still trying to build my strength up.
Yeah,
and and being off has been kind of nice to a degree, bar the whole guilt of not streaming because I miss everyone and I feel like I'm letting them down at the same time. Because at the end of the day, I'm there for people like they are for me. I'm like an agony aunt as best I can be for my friends, who are pretty much everyone in my community. But I know that I need to take time for me to fix myself. Yeah. Plus, it is kind of nice to be able to have a wank at 8 o'clock at night. So, But I will be coming back, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, Mellar. I am planning to come back in the next week or so back on my channel to just trial it, doing 2 nights a week. I want to do a Monday and a Friday and try and see if I can get myself built up a bit more.
Yeah, take it slow.
And try. It's kind of like, I guess, with like exercise, isn't it? Like you can't just go get that big ass dumbbells and just do it. You have to build yourself up and work yourself to it. I'm not going to run my 5K on my first attempt. I need to build myself back into it and get comfortable again. So I'll be doing a few trial situations because I really need to do something because my hand is raw. So.
I bet you that's not the only thing.
A position that I can't deal with anymore. Okay. Really hard to type on a keyboard like this, especially when it shakes because it's so ready to go.
Like Quagmire with one weed arm and one like massive strong arm.
Yeah. But show me one of your arms. That's what it looks like in my head. All right. But that's my burnout, and I never really did. When I first started doing it 3 years ago, I was doing 6 nights a week because I had the energy to do it and I felt great about it. It was fantastic. And I realized that sometimes I just need some time for myself. So I went for 4 nights. And the 4 nights a week was up until I hit COVID, and then I just started like doing 3 here, 2 there, 4 here, 2 there, and all this kind of stuff. And I couldn't get the balance right. And when I got the energy levels up to be able to do the 4, I felt absolutely depleted for the rest of the next. It was absolute nightmare. But that was my burnout. It wasn't a stream perspective. So I think the key thing is that burnout can come from a multitude of different reasons, not just from doing Twitch itself. Because the Twitch community, if you've built your community right and got rid of the arseholes, like I did,
coming back, doesn't it?
They keep bringing you back, because I've always said it. My Twitch is me in a Discord call with friends, but I don't have to listen to them and I don't have to see them. It's glorious. It's like MSN Messenger, but I'm the posh kid with the camera.
Well, that's how it is.
You know what I mean? That's it for me. But I feel I can't be one of those kind of guys that can just. I don't like, for example, Karian would be one of the prime examples, right? And I love Karian a bit, and I am in awe of him and how he does his things, right? Because he can stream and just chill out and play a game, and everyone loves him for it. Whereas I feel like if I did that, people would be wanting to talk to me about everything and do this and do that and hang out. And I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes I just want to just like not have a camera on, or just have a camera on, just chill. And I can't do that. My head is like wired that if I'm on, I'm going to make this 100 times. This is me at a party, at a rave. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to have a great time. I can't do chill. I suck at chill. And I envy Karian at his skill to be able to chill while doing a stream. And I think that if I could do that, that would be great. But I just can't. I'm too hyped up.
That's the best thing. Is you're hyped up. That's what brings people in. You have that just innate entertainment factor with your dirty humor and jumping around.
I have no dirty humor. I'm very innocent. Okay. Fucker.
If in the world there was someone who was the exact opposite of Hippo, they would say that.
I think that's called a nun.
Well, I think that's quite interesting actually, because I've always kind of seen streamer burnout. There's sort of 2 sides of it. And the two of you have just exemplified both sides of it very beautifully, because there's a side of sort of streamer burnout where you kind of just get fed up of streaming to a certain degree, which is exactly what Bueno was talking about. You do it too much and you just like, I want to do something else for a bit. And then Hippo exemplified the sort of external factor kind of, kind of burnout there, where you really want to stream, you just can't, because you've got so many other things going in your life, you've got no energy for it. It's quite understandable. And everyone's going to go, or a lot of people are going to go through some sort of level of that, I think. I think it's pretty much impossible to stream on a regular basis and not get that at some point. I have experienced it myself once, although not for very long. I think I stopped streaming for 2 weeks, but I couldn't keep myself away from it, to be honest. And I think the only reason why I haven't really had too much of it since is because I cut down on the amount I streamed so much. Every time something in my real life happened, I had a change of job, and then T was born, I just cut down and I cut down and I cut down, so I was only streaming once a week, and I've only recently sort of started streaming a little bit more often than that. And even then, when I do the non-scheduled Friday streams, I try and make it very clear that this isn't set in stone, it may not happen. And when I do go live for those, I try and do what you said you can't do, Hippo, which is the whole chill kind of vibe, just hanging out, whereas on my Friday stream I'll try and do what you say you do, Hippo, and kind of act it up and all that kind of thing, and try and make it a bit of a party. I don't know, I definitely know, because I know that Chocolate, who was on a couple of episodes ago on this show, he's burnt out and has actually stopped streaming, and he's and I'm in an R as to whether or not to come back or not, because he's I do enjoy it, but at the same time I kind of enjoy all the extra time that I now have not doing it, and all that kind of thing. So it is an interesting kind of topic, because I think a lot of people do get it and stop, and I think a lot of people that do come back, it's for the community that they've already started to establish. So the people that do sort of come in and do the grind, but don't necessarily go about it in a way that creates them a community, and then they get the burnout. I think it's a bit of it's almost like a rite of passage, I suppose, in a way. But it always sucks hearing people are going through it.
I think the best way you can look at Twitch, if you're trying to just enjoy it, is just don't think of it like a business, because 99% ain't going to make it a business. So don't worry about that. All right. What you need to do is make sure you enjoy it, and that hopefully they enjoy it. That's the ultimate thing. You're spending your time. My time is, I always enjoy seeing when someone smiles. If I can make someone smile, it's made my day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why my streams are hyped up as best as I can hype them, because it makes me feel good. It's my, it's my heroin, making people smile. Sorry, should I say meth because you look like a redneck? Is that what I should say? Yeah. Bad,
that's
baby.
Get in the ring. Get in the ring. It's a wrestling match.
You don't worry about it.
I've challenged him, everybody.
I see what you're saying. It is the same there. I mean, it's not so much coming back for the community, it's coming back for the people. Because you want to hang out with those people.
Yeah.
And it might be that you don't get to hang out with some of them unless you stream. And because you enjoy hanging out with them and enjoy streaming, that kind of thing. You've got to enjoy it.
You make a shit ton of friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think if I didn't start streaming, my circle would be so small at the moment. It would be, I would probably be in a depressive slump.
Exactly.
And I was very happy. When I first started, I had fear of public speaking. I didn't want to be in the spotlight at all. I hated the idea of it. And I thought to myself, well, if I hate it so much and I'm so scared of being the center and having to talk to multiple people at once, the best thing I can do really is to push myself into that and try and get better with it, which I'm slowly getting better at.
Yeah.
But I'm the happiest thing I've done with is streaming, just because I've met you guys, I've met I've met Vert, I've met Asdus, I've met Karai, and I've met everyone that has popped up in the little groups that turn into big groups and stuff. And I got all these people that I talk to, and it's just freaking awesome. I appreciate a lot of this due to just the communities, and like I found that I have found a few communities and a few streamers where I've just straight up blocked their streams because I can't handle them as people.
Is that why you don't come in anymore?
No, that's because I don't wake up.
Oh yeah.
Stream later or longer, and I'll be there.
I try, baby. I try.
Like,
I just haven't got the energy anymore.
like
Oh,
I've had
Need a
some
Red
pretty
Bull.
bad experiences where like there was one streamer, and I won't name names or anything like that.
No, don't.
But I played games with him, and like I supported the dude for about 12 months. I played games with him online, like during stream and stuff. But I kept noticing this pattern where if he was playing poorly, and in my brain it registers as he thought his content wasn't good because he was doing bad. He would just immediately I wouldn't say chew you out, but he would just give like almost borderline bully people
Yeah,
as a
that's
form
not
of
okay.
entertainment. Yeah, so I was like, I pulled him up on it, like aside from the stream, and then he's like, "Look, if you tell me this again, I'm just gonna stop. Like, I'm just gonna kick you from the stream."
Nice.
Yeah. And I was like, "Okay, well, I'll see what happens." And then it happened again. I just called him out in the middle of his live stream. I'm like, "Look, man, I've pulled you up for bullying." Like I said, "Look, this is bullshit," and I've just left it at that. And then the messages that I got from his community were the worst part.
Wow.
People who were like really, really good friend, like I was really friendly with, and people who I thought were my friends were calling me the most disgusting things and treating me like it was just ridiculous. So there's very much two sides to Twitch, and I'm glad that I finally found the better side with a lot of you guys.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's probably the coolest thing that I've done now.
Yeah.
It's very much a redemption.
I think at the end of the day, Twitch really it's a hobby. You should enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
Because not only should you enjoy it because it's supposed to be fun, but also if you're enjoying it, I'm going to use the C word, content is more likely to be more compelling, and people are going to want to hang about. Whereas if you're starting to feel burnout, I think the worst, it's probably even like counterproductive to actually try and push through it. It's better just probably to have a short break and see if you want to go back afterwards, because streaming isn't for everyone at the end of the day. So it is a good opportunity if you do get kind of burnout and have a little bit of a break to kind of think, is this really for me or not? And then it makes it even better if you then think to yourself, actually, yeah, this is for me. I actually really enjoy this. I'm glad I had a break, and let's get back to it, maybe even better than we were before.
Well, that's a really, really good point. Like, in the idea of if you're enjoying it and you're having fun, people are going to be gravitating towards you because they want to enjoy and have fun as well. And it's easier to enjoy something and have fun with someone else who is also enjoying what they're doing than it is you go to someone and they're just innately, they're fed up, they're angry, and they're over it. You don't want to watch them because you're just like, well, I was here for a good time and you've sort of shit on that.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Anybody got anything else to say on the subject? I'll open it up, obviously, to anyone in chat as well that wants to say anything on the subject just before we move on. You two at all?
I'm good, babe. I am good.
We've had a pretty good chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Consider yourself Chattisfied.